My triggers my wife triggers. And my wife trigger my trigger. Let's unpack that. So I came back from therapy one evening and I started talking with my wife about the stuff I uncovered. My wife and I stayed up wee hours in the night talking. And one of the things I've noticed, now mind you, my wife and I were about to be 20 years in marriage, about 5 years before. So we've known each other for 25 years. Listen how crazy this is. We've known each other for 25 years and we're now discovering things about each other. And because I started therapy, um, we started unpacking some stuff, right? I'm the type of person that my brain works very fast, meaning like I'm an overthinker. So I'm constantly thinking, right? My wife is very even keel. One thing I love about my wife is just her pace and her presence and her calmness. It's it's like my drug. It balances me. And one thing my wife appreciates about me is my ability to like get up, process, go, problem solve, and it's a good match. But realizing in therapy, right, that the panic attacks causes my wife to shut down. So I trigger her trigger. When she shuts down, right, it triggers rejection, right? And I don't handle rejection well because being a people pleaser, rejection is a sign that I am not pleasing enough and I did something wrong to cause her to shut down. And it drives me crazy because as a people pleaser, I got to keep her happy always. It's my job to keep her happy. And so it's triggering my trigger. So now I'm even more triggered trying to make her happy. And she's shut down and annoyed because now I'm trying to fix her unhappiness. And you see the clash, right? Now here's the trick and here's the secret. One thing that I will encourage every couple, if one person in the relationship is going to counseling and going for help, the other person really have to make time. I don't care how busy your schedule is. If that person comes back for therapy and wants to talk, make time to talk. Because in that 1 hour session, you there is so much self-discovery. It's just sometimes it's just too much. And you need an outlet to process. And sometimes if they come back and they want to talk about their experience in therapy, give it to them, please, because you will help them even. It's like the therapy session never ended. And I think why my sessions have been going so well is because I come home and I get to unpack it with my wife over dinner, and it could be a 2 hour conversation. Because as we're talking, there's more discoveries and more discoveries. How we found out about the triggering triggers, is because as I was talking to her about the panic attacks and the things that I have, she was like, ah, no wonder. So when you trigger me. So your trigger triggers my trigger. And I shut down. And I was like, but when you shut down, I feel rejected and I feel like I made you upset. And now I'm trying to fix it. And now I'm triggered. And then I try to fix it. And then you get more annoyed and you just like, tell me what I want to hear to get over with it. And she was like, yeah, listen, identifying that, hey, when I'm triggered, how does it affect the people around me? It's almost like you ever see where they line up dominoes and then they call it the domino effect, and you hit one domino over and all the other dominoes fall? Sometimes, if no one in the house is getting healing, you're living in a house where everyone is triggering everyone. And when the first domino to fall, the other domino fall and everyone's triggered. Now everyone in the house is walking around on eggshells. People are not happy. And if there's a people pleaser in the house, that person is trying to fix it. And it's a mess. Um, so understanding the importance of getting healthy and getting well for yourself will also help everybody understand how they're just an extension of your healing. Imagine if I never went to therapy and we never had that revelation. You don't have to be in a bad marriage or bad relationship. We're 25 years in. My relationship didn't send me into seeing a therapist. My relationship is beautiful. My wife and I, we have such a great relationship. Yes, my trigger triggers, her trigger my triggers. 25 years in, we understand each other. We have a beautiful home, beautiful family. We're just building upon a foundation that God has laid for us. So all these discoveries is helping us. What sent me into therapy was the fact that I was rotting away from childhood trauma that was never ever disclosed, brought up, that was buried so deep. And I was rotting away. It was making me physically sick. I was in the hospital constantly for all different things that was affecting me. That I would go to the hospital and they would test me and check me, keep me overnight. Everything comes back normal. And it all tied back to mental health. I was just living in a triggered state. It was my childhood trauma that sent me into therapy, right? And I say that to say this: you may be in a beautiful relationship. You may be doing everything different than what you grew up in. Your marriage is great. Your parenting is great. But if you have stuff that you have not dealt with, I guarantee you it's affecting some aspect of your life. I guarantee it. No matter what you show, the mask you have on, no matter how you perform, there's some area of your life that you have that it's affecting. This is what the ER doctor told me when they finally got to the root, did the evaluation, the mental evaluation, and told me that I need to go see a professional. I will never forget her words in the ER. Never. She came back with the paper after all the questionnaires and after all the tests and says to me, no human being should be living the way you're living. Hear this. No human being should be living the way you're living. Great marriage, great family, great job. Everything's beautiful. It was an internal thing that no one knew about. I'm the most easygoing guy, the smiliest guy. I'm Uncle P. I became so great at masking. I became so high functioning despite all of that. So that anxiety, that panic attacks, that stuff, it was all mask, right? I knew how to hide it. And it comes out with the shaking legs, uncontrollably shaking, the nervousness, all of that. And now I'm in a place of healing. I'm getting help, I'm getting treated, and I'm talking on a podcast about painful experiences from my childhood and helping others and creating an atmosphere and an environment for everyone else to come out and share their truth, tell their story, and make it just a normalized thing. I call it in previous episodes breaking through the bubble. The bubble is the group of people, whether it's friends, family, whatever, that we all have this understanding, right? That we need to show face. But in our quiet little circles, we may know some things that may not have been healthy, but we got to show face, right? And there are dark hidden truths within our story that is just buried, not talked about. It's triggering. I'm trying to normalize that, to kind of bring it out, address it, open it, look inside the box, stir it up, because we gotta clean that closet out. We gotta clean out that closet. We gotta open up that box in that closet that's tucked away. Be brave. Be brave. It's hard. It's dark. It's scary, but it's causing you to rot. If you did not see the episode on rot, and there's an episode on here, and you will see the word ROT or rottening or rot. You have to watch that episode. I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite episodes that I've done. I may one day have to revisit that. You can literally rot away from all the way until they're ready to put you in the casket and live a life that is not a life of freedom and thriving because it's in the closet, it's in the box. And I'm speaking to people that are listening to me that know about that box I'm talking about, and it's scary. Ooh, it's scary. Take it to a counselor, take it to a doctor, go to a professional. I'm not telling you to go on social media and just try to fix it on your own. You could cause more damage. Start opening that box. Take that box and call counseling services and go and carry that box with you. And when you get in front of the doctor, you can open the box. Open the box and talk about it. I guarantee your family, you will never be the same. Everything that has been triggered in my family to thriving, to greatness, started by myself getting the help that I need. And it became a mirror for my wife, for my children, and they're being emotionally available and emotionally intelligent and understanding and changing things. And our parenting is improved. And there's not words to describe how it will help you. Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Paul Larry. Thank you for watching the Paul Larry podcast.